I don't think I thought it was that much different than any other event. Like, I didn't view it as something awkward. Well, it's different, so, you know, not many people do it, and it looks funny to most runners.
You have to master a special walking form, which involves a lot of extra hip motion, strong arm motion to make up for the fact that you can't be running, and a special snap of the feet, where at each step you come out with your heel down and your toe up, so the knee is straight.
People ridicule it and make jokes, like it's not a real sport or a real event.
I know my son Trevor competed in a 5K walk a couple years ago, and he came in second because the person in front of him was power walking and could go a lot faster than he could. He was using the arms hard, he was using the legs hard, but at every step, his knees were bent. That's obviously a very good workout, but if you enter the sport of race walking, which is an Olympic sport and has been competed as part of Olympic track and field for 100 years, you can't do that.
Ladies and gents, the ladies, you know that you're doing 10k, so 10 times out and back. You've got to keep to the left all the way down, left of the cones. 20k for the men. You're obviously going to do 20 laps out and back. Keep to the left of the cones, both out and back. If you don't inside, you will be disqualified.
Are they all turned up?
Not too bad.
we're going to read this there.
Shall we give it a go? The Chief Judge, I think he's only going to be very, very brief. Very, very brief, ladies and gents. I don't have to remind you that it's a championship, so it's under 8 rules. But can I just remind you, please, there are 2 warning boards in place. One is for the 10k walkers only, and the other one is for the 20k walkers.
On your mark!
That's good, Tim. Keep it going. Keep it going, feel it. Lovely. Today we've been working on quadriceps and calves. We're talking propulsion. Tim here can hone his calf muscles all day long, but all it takes is one dodgy quadricep and you're looking at a bent knee. And in race walking, a bent knee means caution. 3 of those and your race walk is over. Propulsion. Have I mentioned that word yet? I think I probably have. It's all about propulsion. I can perform biometrics on Tim all year long, but if it doesn't lead to propulsion, then it's all for nothing. I mean, I've tinkered with his gluteus minimus and his vastus lateralis, but to be fair, he came here with those. But ankle muscles, calves, that is where you get your propulsion. Hope I'm not baffling you with science.
Organic couscous. Is that how you spell couscous? Oh, I'm sure he'll find it. I'll put next to rice in brackets. Open bracket, next to rice, close bracket. Now, where was I? Oh yes, I was sending Mr. McNeil off to the supermarket. But of course, the Vauxhall Viva won't start for the 170th time this year. So Neil's going to walk there and back. Tell you the truth, he'll be quicker too. No, it's good because he needs the training. The final Olympic qualifying event's coming up. Neil's going to get into Team GB. We think. We hope.
Right. Couscous. Is that carbs? I need carbs. Oh, I'll see you later. I'll see you soon.
Bye, son. Neil gets his walking genes from his father's side. The McNeil ancestry dominated the brisk walk at the Cowell Highland Games.
To be honest, I haven't done a lot of this publicity stuff. We don't get a lot of camera crews around here, as it were, which is a shame because race walking, it's not seen as one of your more glamorous televisual sports. And as I say, that is a shame because actually a good race walker needs to perform at the same cadence rate as that of a 1500 metre runner. That is a fact. So we get a bit of a raw deal and we know that. The race walk, like it or not, is the blind spot of the athletics world.
Rowena is out on a medium-length walk.
Actually, you should really speak to my father, Ron.
He's upstairs in his room if you want.
Ron lives here with us now.
He's been no trouble since he moved in. How many years ago was it?
Several. Ron's the reason Rowena got into race walking.
It's all down to Ron.
So you want to know about me and race walking? Well, it's been hard to say really. It's been a tempestuous relationship. What people don't realise is that you have to be an athlete first and a walker second. The best race walkers are runners first. And I was a decent one, but I digress. 1962, Perth, Australia, Commonwealth Games. So there I was, walking the flag for Blighty, the 20 kilometre, the killer. I was highly fancied for a medal, you know. The pundits sensed gold for me too. Everything was going well on the day. I hit the lead and I stayed there, well, for most of the day. I was a well-oiled machine, hips, knees, shoulders, a well-oiled machine. And I was in the lead until.
Do you know if you was watching? See, I know that he cares, but we're damned if he lets on. He's still carrying a lot of baggage from his 4th place finish, you know, way back when. I know that. He thinks I'm headed the same way, see?
He's told you about the 4th place finish then, I presume?
It's all he ever talked about when I was a boy, growing up.
Well, you say it's all he ever talked about, but you described it as more of
A mumble. The walls of our house reverberated the constant mumble of 4th place, 4th place.
Not an idyllic childhood, I always say.
He didn't even get a medal, not even a bronze.
It was the ultimate indignity, you see.
All that walking, and nothing. 4th place in the Commonwealth Games 20-kilometre walk. A forgotten man.
Sports news now, and in athletics, Irish race walker Phil Farrell intends to fight a ruling by the authorities, barring him from attempting to qualify for the Olympic team on grounds of impracticality and unfair advantage. As we recently reported, Farrell has been causing a rumpus in the athletics world because he is partially sighted and race walks with the aid of a guide dog. Farrell said in a statement, "If Oscar Pistorius is allowed to run in the Olympics with prosthetic legs, then I should be allowed to walk with my guide dog. I know I'm not going to win anything, I just want to prove a point and qualify for the team." Over to you for now, for the weather.
Race walking is not speed walking or power walking. Those are just walking quickly, and they're not Olympic events. The race walk is very much an Olympic event. The aerobic demands of race walk training are exactly the same as those required for 10,000 metre or marathon training. The main difference is all in the technical preparation. Later on I'll be talking about IAAF Rule 230, but for now we're concentrating on dynamic ability, endurance efficiency and neuromuscular coordination. Tim here will now explain exactly what we're doing in today's session.
The
This is called the hip extension drill, which is great because I'm trying to improve my pelvic girdle. I'll be following this with the hip rotation drill and the hip flexion drill.
He hasn't talked about the race walking for years.
A brief reference about his bad knees when he was the MC at our wedding. And that was it.
Yes, well, he's talking about it again now.
Oh, yes. Now that Rowena's taken up the walking, you see. A few years now.
Well, he won't talk to her about it.
He won't even acknowledge that she does it.
He's mumbling to us again.
You see, Rowena's not walking for herself.
She's walking for Ron.
She's trying to avenge his ignominy.
Yes, quite.
Oh, I know all the drills. I've done them. My vastus lateralis and my rectus femoris are in perfect physical condition. But for me, it's all about getting in as much walking as I can. I tell you what, see this park? Good day for me is getting home without any dog shit in my shoes.
Yeah, I know I'm unique. I'm the only prospective Olympic athlete with retinitis pigmentosa. And it's not my fault I've got a degenerative eye disease. You know, all I want to do is see if I can qualify for the team. You know, I mean, what the suits have got to realise is, without the dog, I'm a health and safety hazard. You know, my blurriness will have me bumping into the other walkers and knocking them over. Let alone what I might do to myself. You know, Swift here, he's not making me walk any faster. He's just guiding me around the route. At my own pace, I might add. You know, I might be the fastest walker in Ireland, but Swift here, he's probably the fastest walking dog in the world. Aren't you, Swift? You're good. Should we go for a cup of tea? Is that all right?
And now, of course, we're becoming experts. She's fast. But apparently, her technique is too close to the edge of what's allowed.
The big races these days have got more judges than walkers. If she's breaking the rules, she'll be out.
That day, back in '62, everything was going fine. I was leading by about a minute, plain sailing. Then, out of nowhere, I started getting overtaken. First it was that guy from Canada, then the Australian, both with a bent knee. Then the Kenyan, with clearly 2 feet off the ground. There was me walking textbook style, and what good did it do me?
You must land, yes land, with a straight leg. And before you take your rear foot off the ground, your leading front heel must be in contact with the ground.
The rules? Aye, I know the rules. You have to keep 1 foot on the floor at all times and 1 straight leg.
There are 2 essential rules, and they're governed by IAAF 230 and USA TF 39 and 150. The first rule is known as the straight leg rule, otherwise known as bent knee. The centre of body mass must pass over a straight leg, or the moment the leading foot touches the ground and until the leg has passed under the body, the knee is not allowed to bend.
That's it, right?
If this rule is broken, a judge will raise the appropriate paddle indicating an official warning.
It's all about loss of contact. You can't take one foot off the ground until you put the other foot on the ground. Then there's what's called the interpretation. That says that there has to be at least the appearance of there being one foot on the ground to the human eye. Well, I mean, then again, I don't have the luxury of checking.
Second rule is the loss of contact rule. There must be a progression of steps so made that the walker makes contact with the ground and no visible loss of contact occurs visible to the human eye. Or there is a moment when the heel of the front foot and the toe of the rear foot appear to be making contact with the ground at the same time. Or the walker's leg is not allowed to leave the ground unless the front heel is in contact with the ground. Once again, if this rule is broken, a judge will raise the appropriate paddle indicating an official warning. You'll notice that these are all yellow warnings. 3 warnings of any combination will result in a disqualification. Disqualification is a red paddle. Have we got a red paddle? We don't seem to have a red paddle. Don't know what's happened to it. You don't want to see one of those anyway.
I haven't walked since. Well, not competitively. Of course, I have walked. I mean, down to shops and that, but you know, not professionally. Not since then.
Who's got the paddles? There's no paddles anywhere, no red paddles. We've got yellow paddles, we haven't got red paddles. That's it. Yellow paddle, we've seen that. We've seen that one as well. We've seen both the yellow paddles. We don't want any more yellow paddles, we want a red paddle. Why didn't you bring a red paddle with you?
Now this is your leading leg. When your heel hits the ground, that leg's got to be straight. Straight, do you understand? 1 degree of bend and you'll be spotted.
That's bent knee if ever I saw it. That's some borderline loss of contact too. Red flag, anyone?
If I'm honest, the thing I'm most worried about is the straight leg. Or to give it its proper name, knee flexion. It's caused by a pronation of the knee and or under-strengthened quadriceps.
Ron's going to be doing a Don Thompson. See, Thompson won the 50... Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Ron and Thompson were good mates. See, Thompson won the 50 kilometres walk in the Olympics in Rome in 1960. And his exercise regime was to train in a sealed bathroom with kettles and heaters so he can get him used to the Italian heat like. Now Ron's thinking, London, July, hot. Well, if it can work for him, it can work for me.
My boyfriends have always been sportsmen.
I've always been attracted to an athletic man. And if you were to ask them, I think you'd find they've always been attracted to me. Not that I'm a type or anything. I didn't know Tim was a race walker when I first met him. To be honest, I didn't even know there was such a thing as race walking. I glimpsed it on the telly, but I just thought they were tired, you know, marathon runners, having a bit of a breather. I'll tell you how to wind up a race walker, just say, but why don't you just run? Not that I'd ever say that now. In fact, I had an argument recently with my stylist during a chemical peel when she says that race walking wasn't exactly sexy. Suffice it to say, I now go elsewhere for my peels.
Well, it's happening. The authorities are having their meeting. Phil and Swift are in there now. Swift's had some treats, so he'll be fine. I just hope Phil does okay.
Tim's mature for his age. I think that must come from the dedication he shows to his sport. And if that means we don't get out for fine dining as much as we should, then fine. Relationships are about give and take. I'm completely supportive of his training. He shouldn't be long. He's just cooling down. I booked a table at a Thai place. I don't think we know found Tim's, by the way. If anything, it's the other way round. I wouldn't be surprised to turn on the telly one night and see us on Race Walkers' Wives.
You're walking too fast.
I thought that was the idea.
Well, yes, of course. But I'm trying to analyse the video for loss of contact. But your feet are going to be blurred.
Well, we'll play it back in slow-mo.
Yes, well, I was about to suggest that. Little madam, I was about to suggest that.
I can confirm that a constructive meeting was held today between UK. Our conclusion is that Mr. Phil Farrell can compete in this year's 20-kilometre Olympic qualifying event, aided by his guide dog, but under the condition that the dog conforms to the same technical rules that govern that of the walker. That's to say that if the dog is deemed by the judges to be violating either the straight leg rule or the loss of contact rule, it will be cautioned. 3 cautions constitute disqualification.
Excuse me, a dog has 4 paws. How will that work?
The dog's front and opposite back paws will be classed as one.
What about its legs?
The dog's front and opposite back legs will be classed as its leading legs, and they must be straight at the point of contact with the ground.
But a dog's back legs are naturally bent.
Well, talk about conditioning. That's another steam room workout for Rowena. Tell you what, after all these, she'll be able to race walk across the Gobi Desert. Oh, coleslaw. Excellent.
Just putting in a call to my agent. We were talking about sponsorship, but I haven't heard from him in ages. And it was him that said I was on the verge of becoming one of Scotland's more prominent sports people personalities. To be honest, my phone's not exactly been ringing off the hook with endorsements. Hello, yes. Harry Talbot, please. No, you said you would call earlier today. No, but that's not what I... Listen, do you think I'm stupid? You can't give me... No. The thing is, I'm not getting any love from Iron Brew. I'm not getting any love from Tunnock's Caramel Wafers. Show me the spondoolies! Say it with me now. Show me the spondoolies! Aye, congratulations, you're still my agent.
Why does someone get into race walking? Why not would be my answer. Why would you not want to pursue something you're good at, or something you could potentially become good at? Look at Robert Korsaniewski. 3 consecutive Olympic golds at 50k, Polish Sports Personality of the Year.
Now you can do all the training and technical exercises you want, but come the day, overlooking something as simple as long toenails can make all the difference.
I was explaining to Christine, just before you arrived, that race walking is a combination of physical, psychological and physiological factors that make it a sport plus a complex science. For instance, today after training, she took a blood sample to measure lactate turn point.
Well, here we are then. This is what it's all about. Shoe on tarmac. Bless you, Rowena.
Oh, this is great. I tell you what, 6 hours on a train from Glasgow. I am itching to get out there. I don't like your race walking up and down first class, I can tell you that. It's a nice track. It's a bit bendy.
That's all right.
Moving slowly, look at the hands. Keep that going. Keep that focus going. Okay, that's lovely. Keep that propulsion going. Now move forward. Think of the breathing. Okay, that's great. Lovely. Push it forward. Good.
Rowena Milton, women's 20k.
Neil McNeil, men's 20k.
Oh, yeah.
Ron Milton. I'm her grandfather. I used to be in skate myself, you know, a long time ago. You're too young to remember. Never mind.
Beasting his paw. I can't walk with him and I can't walk without him. Which means I can't walk. Poor thing. Talk about bad luck. And I was referring to me, of course. Not that I wasn't also referring to him. It was bad luck for him and me. But it was worse luck for me. Fuck. All right.
Christine's unhappy with the room arrangements. Sleeping wise, I'm sharing a room with you. Christine's got her own room.
This is great. Essex, curry, hotel room, mini bar, and there's a Chuck Norris doubleheader on the TV tonight. That's that girl from earlier, down at the track. Looks like she just got out of a Turkish bath. Do they have a Turkish bath here? I'm gonna go find out.
Do we really have to have this discussion now?
Yeah, I think we do. I've come here to support you, and we're not even sharing a room.
But it's 6 a.m. That's nearly dawn.
We're a couple, aren't we? Aren't couples supposed to share bedrooms? Or is it you and McNabb that are a couple?
This was meant to be the most important night's sleep I ever get.
Oh, I see. So you sleep better with him than you do with me?
Look, at the World Cup, David and Virginia Beckham weren't allowed to share a room.
This new exercises is very nice.
Kathy, not yet. Yes, we should. Yes. Okay. She needs to tell us all in next year. No, I think we've got to go on. Yeah, I don't know. This is an Olympic trial event.
On your mark!
Seems like Tim's pre-race routine has got in the way of his domestic disputes.
It's all right. You've sorted it out now.
Don't think she realises I was being sarcastic.
Don't think he realises. There are 3 of us in this relationship.
One good night's sleep, that's all he needed. I mean, look at him, he could barely make it to the start.
I think that's one steam bathroom too many.
Made a wrong turn at the last lap. I'm out. Oh, great. I need a night nurse and 6 pints of lager.
Moving from Brazil now. Rio 2016.
Now we're sidestepping the steaming bathroom routine for Rio. Instead, we're going to focus on altitude training.
To hell with the Olympic Games. Next stop, Commonwealth Games, 2014, Glasgow. I know those streets.
I mean, I don't know how many races Swift's still got left in him. You know what as well? I think I'm gonna bag the race walk. I used to be pretty handy with an air rifle, you know. So if the guys hold out, I might give Clay pigeon shooting a bash. That's Olympic sport. I'm only joking about that, you do know that.
race walking. People say it looks a bit silly. It looks the way it looks because it's a discipline. And then there's the, well, it's not the quickest way of getting from A to B argument. Yeah, sure, but you could say the same about the butterfly. That's not the quickest way of swimming a few lengths of the pool, and it's not very graceful, but it is a discipline. Like race walking, a discipline. The hurdles. Why would a runner choose to run around a track full of unnecessary obstacles? You know, the pole vault. That's not the easiest way to get to the menswear department on the first floor of Debenhams. Take the escalator.